was the winner in the trials, and Michael Sims Jr. advancing through the challenger bracket. And this one should be a dandy because Sims defeated Anderson yesterday 12-5. It was the first time he had ever beaten him, Dave, after 3 battles of going down, so maybe a little confidence for him.
He comes in there with the confidence, and now you wonder, will Olanda Anderson adjust? Will Sims be able to dictate the way he did before? It's interesting when they go right back at each other.
So it's Anderson in the red. He's 6'2", 27 years of age. Michael Sims Jr., 6'2", 25 years of age. And he is the world champion, Michael Sims Jr. But he's had a problem over the years with Anderson. So you've got a lot of different storylines brewing here.
And you've also seen a lot of different Andersons. Here's a guy that used to box all the time, go lefty, start out his bouts, and then switch around a lot. Then other bouts, he comes out righty. And it's just up to him to decide how he wants to do it. Sometimes you feel like you're fighting a chameleon out there when you go against Olanda Anderson.
These guys, 178 pounds, 81 kilograms. You can see the tremendous definition. Olanda Anderson, who was stationed in Fort Carson, Colorado. So representing the United States military.
That's one of the many brackets that you go through in order just to get to the trials, the Armed Forces Championships, the PALs, etc. So many different levels just to get here, and then you have to keep going.
Anderson gets through and scores. A little bit of a feeling out round. 1:15 in. You don't see as many punches being thrown as you see the weight classes go up. Well, that's a nice combination by Michael Sims.
Yeah, a point coming in at the same time. Especially now with these guys already having boxed. You're getting a little bit more of that wait and see here. And sometimes, you know, boxers feel the pressure of what's going on at this level may cause them to wait a little bit.
It's unbelievable when you think about fighting a guy one day and then fighting him again the next day.
As if nothing ever happened.
It's like the playoffs in another sport. You go back to back, you know what you're looking at. The only thing is you're seeing the same picture here instead of a different one.
And there's no home field edge.
Not at all. So kind of a quiet round, a feeling out round. As you look at the corner of Michael Sims Jr., born in Oakland, hometown, Sacramento, California.
I think you hit on a good point, too, about the heavier weight classes changing the scoring, and the volume is lower.
Catch and return, just like the drill. Come on, we got to put some combinations together this round. Now, fast hands. This for all the marbles, now.
Those times in the corner are precious, you know, especially when you're dealing with youngsters who just need a little guidance.
And, you know, you see the veteran boxers, sometimes a different approach to them. And a younger boxer may need the motivation, and a smart coach in there will know what style he's working with and go with that.
Took Sims a long time to beat Anderson. When he won the '99 U.S. Boxing Championships, Anderson was DQ'd with an earlier bout because of a low blow, so he hadn't even beaten him along the way.
Talked about Olanda, the chameleon Anderson. Now he's come out as a lefty here, and Sims makes a nice move. He tries to take it away from him by going lefty himself.
That's pretty good versatility by both these guys. So they're both going southpaw, and Sims throwing a straight left hand.
Obviously, this is something that Sims has picked up from watching Anderson through the years and thinking, you know what? I don't want this guy to go lefty. I don't want him being comfortable as a lefty, so I'll take it away. And what you do is you change all the angles back. It's almost as if they're both right-handed again.
Sims looks pretty comfortable at southpaw.
So what you might find sometimes is a different bounce, a certain part of your game works. But guess what? There's still 1-1. And then they go back to righty.
Sims got in there, but nothing was scored. Now they're back to southpaw.
And right now it's been Sims following Anderson. You change, I change.
Like a Rocky movie, South Philly, South Camden, southpaw. 2-1, Sims with the lead.
Yo, Adrian, I got a point.
Under 30 seconds to go in the second round. I'll tell you, these guys are more active as southpaws.
And they are unfurling the thinking man's element into this competition. Whereas we saw more of the heart and the intensity in other ones. This is a little bit more strategy in a low-scoring battle.
I think a little too much slapping there by Sims. That won't score with the judges. And it's still a 2-1 score at the end of 2 rounds.
And Sims is happy that he kept Anderson at bay stylistically, and Lanita Anderson can't bear to watch. It's only a couple rounds to go.
I don't know if that's nerves or just worried about her husband getting hit.
You can't sit back on your heels like that. You got to sit up and step to him. Slide in real quick jab. Slide in there. And then when you're in there, you got to punch. Whip your combination. Okay?
I think that's good
Once
advice.
you step up and you get in, you got to let your hands
Hands go.
go.
Once
If
you
you're
get
left-handed, remember we talked about the double hook? Bing, bing.
Right here.
Body hit, body hit.
I think it's more nerve-wracking outside the ring. But the point that was made in that corner, Dave, it's what Gil Clancy always has preached over the years. Gil, of course, a well-known fight trainer. And Gil always says, if you're going to throw a jab, throw 2. If you're going to throw a hook, throw 2. Double up, triple up, just don't throw 1 punch.
Because if you throw the 2, you usually can negate the counter by the fact that the second one might cut off the shot coming back at you. But if you throw 1 and then you don't bring your hand back, now you've opened up an avenue for the other guy to pour a counter shot through.
This is round 3 of this 178-pound weight class, light heavyweights.
That was an interesting shot between the rounds of what's going on outside the ring.
Unbelievable.
Looking like she's trying to summon divine intervention. But, you know, she's been with them every step of the way. And every level that you go up, it's a major achievement. And now here you are, 1 step away from going to that final shot to Sydney.
Michael Sims is opening up a 3-point lead, and in a bout like this, that's a lot of points.
Right, we saw some other bouts. We saw the Mosley bout where 3 points didn't mean as much because of the style. But here, where these guys have been thinking and waiting, 3 points is significant.
Back to southpaw. Trying to get through is Anderson. Short right hand by Michael Sims. It didn't really score.
And Orlando Anderson, to his credit, stayed with the amateur ranks. When he was 23 in the 1996 games, he got a certain distance, but not all the way. And so he went back at an age where he could have easily turned pro and devoted 4 more years to this level of competition. Now he comes back here, and again, he's 1 step away from making that gamble very good.
Anderson, 27 years of age. That's a good point. He's been around for a while.
And there's such a long time between the Olympics that when most guys are 23 and they don't win an Olympic gold, why go 4 more years? But he's an exception.
Well, that last punch by Michael Sims looked like it might have been south of the border, but no warning from the ref. Final seconds of the 3rd round. And Sims with the lead, 5-3. Tough to overcome, but not impossible.
Could you imagine if she saw the computer and knew it was 5-3?
It might be worse.
Right here. 1 second. And it's working. If you do it, double jab and drill a shot.
You hurt him again to the body.
Here we go. 4th and final round. And Anderson's got some scoring to make up. That was a nice short right hand. I don't know if it registered. And here's the busyness of Olanda Anderson.
Leave nothing on the table now.
He's got to go for it.
And he's trying to, as he's closed it here, go 2 shots at a time.
Oh, he got rocked. He got rocked by Michael Sims. It's a standing 8 count.
That should be a point. We'll see if Sims got credit for that.
It was 5-4. It should be 6-4 now. 7-4.
Got 2. Good.
Sims gets 2.
And that is a huge turnaround in a short bout. Standing 8 counts by themselves don't usually do that much. You need 3 in 1 round or 4 in a bout to stop it.
And Sims' short right hook has been a very good punch. There it is again. Dave, he throws it very close to his body. You know, it's not wide. And when it's tighter, it's got more leverage, it's got more power. 9-4 Sims, and he's really turned it around here in this 4th round. when it looked like Anderson was making his move.
And it was Sims who had to beat Anderson to get here. And this is the case of if you could win that first time, even if you're the guy coming from the loser's bracket or the challenger's bracket, you can have that momentum going into the rematch. And Sims is showing it here.
What a tremendous round for Michael Sims Jr.
This is the way you like to see a guy win it if he does so, because it was 5-4 coming in here. You like to leave no doubt.
The 99 world champions. He battled France's John Dovey to a 3-3 score at the end of the bout, but won the title based on the overall advantage in total blows landed. And here in the fourth round of the U.S. Olympic box-off, he has been oh so impressive.
He's a late bloomer. He could be very dangerous if he gets to Sydney.
Sims with a strong fourth round and a very much hard-earned win.
You know, I think Orlando Anderson's wife is a pretty good scorer in her own mind. Shook her head there, knows that the fourth round wasn't good for Orlando. And for Michael Sims, a late bloomer, somebody who's really obtained momentum in the last year leading up to this, the beat goes on.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have the judges scoring, and here it is. Your winner, in the blue corner, from Sacramento, California, Michael Sims Jr.
Michael Sims, back-to-back wins yesterday and today. He captures the light heavyweight box-off. Let's move on to the bruisers, the big boys, the super heavyweights at 201 pounds and up.